Time for the fun part. In living color. Lips, cheeks, and eyes. Let's start with the lips. I'm going to go with the creamy pink grapefruit. Just like a finger paint. Dot, dot, dot. Don't worry, I will not forget to blot. And then you can just put it right on the lips as well. It could even go on the eyes, if you couldn't tell. But I've decided I've got to use my Sigma wonderful eyeshadow primer stick in the color of Persuade. It is an amazing creamy primer that just gives a great foundation for any eyeshadow. And it covers any flaws and just gives like a beautiful canvas for that Seint eyeshadow that I will be using momentarily. Now I'm going to blend that pink grapefruit. Don't worry, I know it looks a little dark right now, but there'll be another step momentarily that will fade it out a little bit. It's amazing what a little color does to your overall look. So I started with the color corrector video, chapter 1. Chapter 2 is foundation. This is chapter 3. I'm going to include a little Bella bronzer just right across those areas where the sun would naturally hit my face. Finger paint, dot, dot, dot. And I want to put a little bit right there on my cheek underneath that pink grapefruit to give it a little more depth to that. And across the bridge of my nose and a little bit there where the sun would naturally glow. Across my chin. And I'm going to use my bronzer blush brush, which I call the blonzer, and just buff it in to the skin gently. Nice definition there. And then my favorite illuminator just gives that extra glow in extra areas where you want light across the middle of your face and above that highest point of your eyebrow and right below it, down the bridge of your nose, Cupid's bow, and the chinny chin chin. And again, buff it, bluff it out. Blend, blend, bluff. That's what I call it. And then I'm going in with my feather blot to get that airbrush finish. Love this product right here. It's amazing. Look at that. Looks so professional. See, I told you not to worry about that bright pink grapefruit. Just blending it in all the way down. There's nothing like this Seint's Perfector sponge, slightly dampened, and it will blend any lines, remove any excess product, and just give you that nice, smooth finish. Now it's time for the eyes. All right, let's see what we're going to do today. I think I'm going to go into this new Seint eyeshadow that I got, Tangled. It's a real dry finish that I'm kind of getting used to again because I have really loved these creams. But I just put it under the eyebrow and on the lower lash, and then I dip into the Arabian Nights, and whoa, I know it looks like I'm doing makeup for an MMA fighter, but just stay with me. Trust me. These products are so blendable and forgivable. I know that it may look a little scary at the moment, but it is going to be okay. So add another little coat of the Tangle to the inner eye there. And now I will get my other eye colors out and look at my selection. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go a little illuminator in the corner. That's a great tip. And right there to open up that hooded eye and above the brow bone, below the eyebrow. And now I'm going to go with those colors that I've had for a while. If I can find the correct palette. There we go. I'm going to dip into that Angel's Landing to go across the lower lid with a shimmer. That golden, sunshiny, shimmery color just went really well with the Arabian Night to lighten it and brighten it. Yes. I keep forgetting to use that eye spatula to try to get those fine lines at the side, but it's okay. I can go in with my June and clean that up. And it just gives it a nice, crisp edge. And then I'm going to blend it so that it's not noticeable that what I did there. And now it is time to get my eyeliner. I'm going to use the Lizzie, which is from Thrive Cosmetics. I can't remember if it's a moss green or vivid green. I've got both of those colors. I think it's a moss green. But I use that as close to the lash line as I can possibly get. Tight lining the upper and the lower. And I've got to get that magnified mirror. If you know, you know. You don't want to poke yourself in the eye, so just go ahead and get the magnifier so that you can see what you're doing. And yes, when you get my age, you got to kind of stretch that skin out sometimes to get a smooth finish. Although you hate to pull on those and tug on those tender areas, but it's essential to get a smooth finish in certain areas. So do what you got to do. Okay. Yeah. Just getting as close to those lashes to give that appearance of a fuller lash line. And it really, really works. There we go. Now I'm going to blend it. That's the step you don't want to forget. And I have forgotten before. But that's my new pilot brush from Seint that I'm going to be taking as I travel because it's 4 brushes in one. But it's a really soft finish with each end of those brushes that are on that brush there. And then just really blend it. See, no problem. I no longer look like an MMA fighter. And now it's time for the mascara. I'm going to go with the Thrive Brown Black today. This is a tubing mascara that is so easy and complimentary to use, and it's so easy to remove with just water. It slides right off your lashes, but it stays all day and extends those lashes beautifully. Provides great coverage, and it's buildable. And they have different colors. They have the very black, they have the brown black, and the new Whitney that I've recently purchased, which is charcoal gray. But today I went with the brown black. And now I'm almost finished, but yep, gotta use that brow gel that I love from Thrive Cosmetics. This is a medium brown. And what I love about it is it just glides on so easily and is very forgiving if you make any mistakes. It just smudges right off. It's easy to work with. And it's actually the only brow gel I've ever purchased and used, but I'm not changing because I love it. And this brush right here from Seint is awesome for the brows and the lashes. So I'm just going to comb through those brows with that brow gel. Make sure there are no clumps. And then any excess that is on the brush, I can just put on my lower lashes easily without making a mess. If you know, you know. Okay, I'm just trying to get to the end of this thing. I actually voice recorded once and had a phone call and lost it all. So this is my second go around trying to get this video edited and prepared to be scheduled to go out while I am in Orlando the next few days. Alright, so full face, mostly Seint, some Thrive, a little Sigma eye primer. Voila!